All right, students, let's go ahead and take a look at your Week 10 module. This is what you'll be working on. Fairly straightforward. There's a couple lectures and 3 assignments. You'll be writing your first formatted screenplay, and this is a link to some free screenwriting software. The lecture will show you how to use it and what to do. It does a lot of the work for you, but make sure you watch the lecture and that you're paying attention to exactly what needs to be done. Uh, and just do your best on this first assignment. All right, so there's a screenwriting lecture, there's the link to it, and then here's a PDF of the lecture if you need to go back while you're working on your screenplay. If you need help remembering like the format, this is a nice easy way to uh, just keep this open. But again, if you watch the lecture and follow along, Keltex, the screenwriting software, it does a lot of the work for you. You'll also be doing a production design lecture, and again, there's the PDF to go with it. Um, in the video, there's some, or on the PDF too, you'll see some links for some assignments to watch. It's kind of like extra videos. Don't worry, um, they're down here. Um, at the You'll go to the bottom of the production design PDF lecture and scroll to the bottom and you'll see these 3 videos. So you're going to watch those as well. Some of them are, it's really quite fascinating, and especially because it sounds like so many of you have a theatrical background, um, photography background, things like that. Like production design is really fun. It's a really exciting thing to do. Um, so again, you'll need the PDF to access. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. When you scroll to the bottom of this, you'll see these 3 that you can click and go to. None of them are particularly long, and I find them all quite fascinating. And if you're wanting a career in film, it's pretty interesting stuff. So for that assignment, you'll watch those, and then for each video, write 5 clear academic sentences demonstrating that you demonstrate an understanding of production design. Basically, what are your biggest 5 takeaways from the films? Please be clear, accurate, keep your format and font consistent, check grammar and spelling, use clear sentences. Oh, unclear sentences or fragments will not be counted. That is due in 6 days, April 1st. Um, 15 points. Okay. And then production design film. Please select one of the following film options. So I picked some that have really like stand out production design that once you've watched the lecture, you're going to just talk about how the production design helped tell the story. So you look at color, costume, props, location, basically anything that the production designer used to tell the film. And then, so like, you'll just talk about it. For instance, I have Rushmore as like one of the films. This is an example of showing like you making an argument about the production design. Like, so Max Fisher has an evolution in his wardrobe throughout the film. We see the prep school uniform while he attends Rushmore, simple working class clothes when he works as a barber, and finally a bright suit when he recognizes his life. These, oh, see, even Professor Foss has grammar mistakes that he goes back and corrects. Um, these costume changes show the mental and emotional changes of Max. Okay, so you can use screenshots if you want. They're not required. So 250 words, we're talking roughly a page, double space, discussing what you noticed. Um, check your grammar and spelling. You will lose 1 point per infraction. Use academic wording in your writing, meaning no fragments. Capitalize the letter I, things like that when you're referring to yourself. And then this is 20 points, 6 days. Um, I may actually I'm gonna push this assignment and the other production assignment. I'll push them one more day each, um, only because it's not imperative that you have them in for class. So let me. Oops, I think I went too far there, or did I? What is it? 26th. Yeah, it should be second. Okay, and I'll do that for the other one. And then if you need some extra credit, you may do up to 3 films total. So you'd follow this same assignment. Um, so the first assignment is 20 points, but you can earn 10 points extra credit for 2 additional films. So you could do up to 3 total, and that would give you 20 points extra credit. The other is if you can email me a movie choice, like if none of these are your cup of tea, or there's what I would suggest is go for something that you haven't seen, um, so that I guess if it's one you have, like as long as you've not really considered the production design before and you want to go back and look at that's fine. And obviously I'm really not going to know, but if you have or haven't seen, but you can email me a movie of your choice too. Maybe you're not finding these online. I tried to get some that were had free options as well. Um, so you can email me something of your choice too. I will tell you this film here, A Clockwork Orange, if you have not seen it, it does contain intense scenes of violence and abuse, especially kind of stylized sexual abuse. That said, it's one of the more important films that has been made. Um, so I caution you if you are sensitive to things like that. Stanley Kubrick actually pulled it out of theaters because it was inciting so much violence in England. But it's an interesting film, and I leave it there because the production design is just you like nothing you've ever seen before. So, but then there's also some other choices there as well, and you can always email me. All right, so there's that. All right, and then let me change this date really quick too before I forget. Second, save. Okay, so that gives you a little bit more time. All right, now you'll watch the lecture for screenwriting, and then you're gonna write your own script. Um, some reason it doesn't sound like the right module number. Okay. All right, so it should be between 1 to 3 pages. So it doesn't have to be anything. In fact, I'm going to be more upset if it's over 3. You have to stick to 3. I know it's hard to tell a full story in that time, but I don't want to overburden you to make your film in a, there's no sense of making a 7-page thing. I really want you. I'd rather you do a perfect 3 minute than work too hard on a 5 minute thing. So I want the script to be properly formatted though, which means you got to watch the lecture. It'll be very clear if you haven't. Um, and then free from grammatical spelling errors to the best of your ability. Obviously, we all make mistakes, and I tend to take that in consideration. So, verb tense should be present, not past or future. And I talk about exceptions for that in the lecture. Action lines should not exceed more than 4 lines at a time without starting a new paragraph. So, one space between them. And keep that in mind as you're writing. To keep your location simple, limit your number of characters, simple props, not effects heavy. This is what you write is what you're going to shoot for your final film. We're gonna walk through all the stages of production with this one. I recommend keeping it simple, a simple hero goal obstacle. Um, but yeah, keep it simple. Follow what's in there. Now, this does have to be in by 4:30 before class next week. I'm going to be having some emergency surgery on Friday of next week. So um, it's important that you're there next week so that you know what's going on ahead because I may let you start filming the following week. So it's important that you don't have excuses. If you need to get a hold of me ahead of time, that's fine. But you should come prepared to have your script read out loud in class next week. Okay. So we'll also watch. I was a little, I won't say disappointed, um, but there's only 5 of the 12 uh, experimental films in. So one thing I have done is I changed that date um, to the 27th. So you have one more day to get it in, but that's only because I don't want to see students fail. I'm not going. I know whose is in, so you're going to get credit for um, what you've turned in already. Um, but I don't want to see people getting a 0 on a major assignment. So for whatever reason that you weren't able to get it in, please do so now, unless you've gotten an extension from me. So yes, we will look at those next week in class. Your experimental, we'll read your scripts, and we're going to start talking about planning and prepping for your shoot. I apologize, I was not planning on the health issues that have kind of come up. Um, so I wish I was there, but again, if you please be there next week, ready to go with your script and your experimental film, and we should be all caught up in this class. All right, everybody, have a good rest of your week. Email me if you have any questions. All right, take care.